Folks, what's up? Brothers, sisters, others of all colors, welcome back to another YouTube video. This time I want to talk about the power of positive action, the real power of positive action, and what I think a lot of people, especially very critical and cynical people, get wrong in terms of what well intentioned action actually does. Like, a lot of people act like if you're trying to solve a problem, that the first step you need to do is come up with a solution that solves it overnight. And this is just like a critical misunderstanding of how problems are actually solved. Problems aren't solved with one perfect solution in one moment that you spent like 20 years developing. Problems are solved by probably hundreds of people over hundreds of years who have some idea and are all trying to do this thing. And one of them ends up finding the right solution. Or sometimes problems are solved in a manner of like you start with some basic action and then you build upon that. So like let's say for me, my goal was I'm gonna vote in, or I'm gonna try to vote for Biden, and my intention is not to save the world. A lot of people got that wrong. I remember getting in an argument with a friend of mine about like the whole Biden situation. I was like, my intention is not to save the world. My intention is to build momentum in the right direction so that maybe we can do something about this shit fast. That's why I think like people giving up is such a huge waste, because this first step, the first step is like the most important step. And if you quit at the first step, then we're fucked. Like your whole mission is fucked if you give up at the first step. The goal is to keep taking steps. Don't be afraid of taking the wrong steps, and to keep moving forward until maybe and hopefully, you or someone else finds the right solution to your problem. That's really it. And that's really how I think the world could actually like not burst into flames, is with small actionable steps that snowball into larger steps. And this concept is something that kind of like has been roaming in my mind. It's called exponentialism. Or I guess, well, yeah, I call it exponentialism. But you can call it like the compound effect, kind of like compound interest. It's like, and that's another good metaphor for it, is compound interest. Building or investing a little bit of money that over time starts to generate its own money to reinvest in that system and to build like an overwhelmingly powerful amount of money, or an overwhelmingly high amount of money. It's like you take small steps, you build upon them, and you expand upon them to make bigger and bigger and bigger steps, to take bigger and bigger and bigger action. This is about not stagnating, not giving up at the first step, but you have to fucking take the first step, and then you have to expand upon that, and then you have to keep moving, and then and you also have to fail. You have to cope with failure. So like a lot of the times, and this is something I probably went over, but like a lot of like highly cynical people will often criticize something in the beginning stages of it, and I'm just like, you're right, and this is the first step. Maybe this first iteration of this concept is going to fail, and that's fine. But the first iteration doesn't have to be the last iteration of the concept. But anyways, those are my thoughts on this whole compounding thing and how to solve large solutions.